Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TC World 2019. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like, it really helps out the channel. And if you're live with me on Twitch, thank you so much for joining me today. And so we have Zoroark Decidueye Ninetales with a combination of extra basic attackers in order to find easier knockouts on big threats. Excuse me. I couldn't turn the microphone off in time. So the main engine, Zoroark, 210 HP, its ability trait. Once during your turn before you attack, you may discard a card and you draw 2 cards. It's also a great attacker in this deck thanks to the Decidueye. Righteous Beating deals 120 damage for each Pokemon you have in play. Not 120, sorry, 20 damage for each Pokemon you have in play, up to 120 if you have 6, and up to 150 with a choice band. And then the Decidueye allows you to get those extra damage counters in order to get knockouts. Then next up we have Alolan Ninetales GX, 200 HP. Its ability Mysterious Guidance allows you to search your deck for 2 item cards and put them into your hand. That's mainly how we're going to get Rare Candy set up for the Decidueyes. And then we have the attack Snowy Wind, dealing 70 damage and 32 of each Pokemon, which in combination with the Decidueye's ability, we can actually snipe and have some like multiple prize turns, which can be pretty good. Finally, we have Sublimation GX, where if our opponent's active Pokemon is an Ultra Beast, it is immediately knocked out. Very useful attack against Blacephalon decks and possible decks. Now for support, we have the Ditto Prism Star so that we can have an extra out to Ninetales or an extra Zoroark. But we also have Yveltal GX, a very nice addition by Clifton Go to the deck, where its ability, its GX attack rather, Doom Count. If your opponent's active Pokemon has exactly 4 damage counters on it, that Pokemon is immediately knocked out. So double Feather Arrow plus Doom Count GX or Rainbow Energy means immediate knockout on even a big thing like a Cardi, a Solgaleo. Anything you need can immediately get knocked out. And then we also have Larvitar, which with its attack Second Strike deals 10 damage, but if your opponent's active already has 3 or more damage counters on it, you deal 70 more. So against Zoroark GX, this is definitely a Pokemon to be aware of. Now, supporters wise, we have 4 Elm to set up. Rhea, thank you so much. 12 months in a row. Thank you so much. You're finally part of the Purple Tablemon Club. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. Thank you so much. 4 Professor Elms for consistency purposes, and then we have triple Cynthia, single Lily, triple Guzma, a Judge to disrupt, and an Acerola to heal. Then we have 4 Ultra Ball, of course, double Timer Ball, 3 Rare Candies to set up our Decidueyes, double Counter Catcher because we will usually be playing from behind, 1 Enhance Hammer to disrupt, 1 Field Blower for the same reason, 1 Rescue Stretcher to get back any necessary Pokemon, and then we have double Choice Band and 1 Counter Gain in order to attack for 1 energy. Thank you so much, Rhea, very kind of you. 4 DCs and 4 Rainbow Energy round out the deck, and I guess I forgot to mention the Decidueye, why it's in here. Stage 2, 240 HP, very nice amount. But its ability Feather Arrow allows you to put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon for once during your turn, right? So every turn you get extra damage for each Decidueye as well, which is really cool. Sometimes Razor Leaf can be a really good attack. 90 damage is a solid number, especially coming from such a high HP Pokemon. And then Hollow Hunt GX allows you to get back 3 resources, which is also potentially very useful. And so let's jump into the ladder and try out our ZDN deck. Thank you so much, Rhea, and welcome to the stream. Okay, so we find an opponent, that is great. The Rot, which I would guess is using a Vicaray deck perhaps. Not 100% sure, but we get the ideal start. We have the Vulpix, we have the Elms, and we can Beacon. So this is honestly pretty nice. I have been well, thank you, Rhea. How about you? What have you been up to? Okay, so my Elm, and we are up against a Rayquaza deck at least. My Elm will definitely go towards a Ditto, Zorua, and Rowlet, I believe. I think that's what I'm gonna have to choose here. How did you spend Christmas, or what are your plans for New Year's, Rhea? Okay, my opponent just passes after the Lily, so not even a single Robin being benched. Let's go ahead and Elms. Ditto is available. Definitely want a Rowlet and definitely want a Zorua. Okay, so is there any humanly possible way my opponent can knock out my Vulpix? I don't think he can. So I'm gonna be super greedy. I'm actually going to be super greedy here with this Elms. I mean, in order to not be greedy, I could Ultra Ball these two cards and grab a Vulpix. That would be the non-greedy way. Sure, my opponent might get first knockout, but yeah, I'm just gonna grab Vulpix here. Well, I could grab Ditto. Actually, I'm gonna grab Ditto. Yeah, I'm gonna grab Ditto. So I have Ninetales already, I have Zoroark, and I'm just gonna go ahead and grab double the Decidueye. That will reveal that I have the Ninetales in my hand, and I really don't care. That's awesome, Rhea. I am going to Dallas, indeed. I am going to Dallas. Mr. Rayleigh, Archie's Blastoise or Turbo Ray? I think Turbo Ray is a little bit better right now. I do think Turbo Ray is better at this point in time. Wow, if my opponent doesn't Marshadow me, well, he didn't judge me, which is good. Will he not Marshadow me? Yeah, definitely. Oh, he gets the raw Marshadow. That's sad. That is sad. This hand is definitely less powerful than the previous one, but oh well. Now I don't have the counter gain anymore, which is fine, I think. You don't know what to play. I definitely don't know what to play either. Single Hands does get me Ninetales. And so with Ninetales, I'm gonna grab Rare Candy plus Timer Ball again, I think. Yeah, Rare Candy plus Timer Ball. Well, I could grab the Choice Band as well. Nah, I'd rather the Timer Ball. Definitely considering Ray. I actually am considering Ray. Okay, so if I grab the other Ninetales, that gets me another Rare Candy. Yeah, this works, I think. Maybe this is a bit greedy though. This might be a bit greedy. Well, is it though? It actually might not be greedy because it's gonna be very hard for that Ray to knock me out, right? I'm gonna Choice Band, I'm gonna attach, and then I'll Rare Candy. And I can just Dull Feather Arrow the Grubbin, pressure my opponent into telling him, if you don't have Pikabolt, that thing is gone. Or I could just go after the Marshadow too. I'm gonna judge my opponent. And I even get the Zoroark. Jeez. This is such a broken deck. Don't think I'll be using Acerola much this turn, or this game rather. Okay, so Double Feather Arrow. Do I pressure this guy, or do I go after the Marshadow? Because Marshadow is guaranteed knockout, right? Marshadow is guaranteed knockout. Actually, there's no way, right? Energy for a turn. I guess energy for turn, Choice Band, a Stormy Wind's energy, and 2 more. That would be knockout. That would be knockout. But how likely is that off of 4 cards? Not likely enough to where I'm just gonna pressure the Grubbin. If my opponent doesn't have Rare Candy Vikavolt, then he's in trouble. And then we'll pass. I think Ray, Lucario, and Shockluck are probably my top 3 choices for Dallas right now. Okay, so we're gonna see an Ultra Ball for the Vikavolt. Oh, jeez. Already has it. I haven't found a Rainbow Energy, so I am not guaranteed knockout on this Ray yet. But I do have Trade plus Cynthia, so I'm gonna look at 9 new cards next turn. My top deck, the 6 from Cynthia, and then the 2 from Zoroark. Key item card Energy Switch in Ray? Meh, I don't think so. I actually think you want to play less item cards. Because of the silly Zoroark control decks. Okay. So, no. There's a rainbow, which is awesome, right? So, okay, I think my goal now is just gonna be to keep pressuring the Vikavolt. Right? 2 more turns and the Vikavolt is down. Rainbow Energy there. Oh, I should have traded before. Don't think well, actually Larvitar could be a nice attacker against the against this Aurora to just protect my Zoroark. So I'm gonna bench the Larvitar. Then I'm gonna Snowy Wind. Yeah, Snowy Wind 30 here means I have guaranteed knockout on the Vikavolt next turn. Computer search better in Ray? Yeah. Because you can't scramble switch under Seismitoad, right? So I think computer search to get that explosive turn is better. Okay, so we're gonna see a replacement Ray. Zoroark is gonna take the return KO on the Ninetales, which is fine, because then next turn Zoroark cannot attack us. Rayquaza is not ready to do anything. And we can just attack into the Zoroark with Larvitar even if we wanted to. Okay, so what's my plan here? And I can just 2-hit KO the Zoroark. I don't expect to find my second choice band to get a knockout on this guy. And even if I did, I don't think I would want to get it. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm going to Cynthia. Do I like Larvitar in CTD Cool Dude? I do. I actually do. I think it's a good option. Also the Evil Doll. Okay, so let's KO the Vikavolt. Right? No other Grubbin means my opponent is in a lot of trouble. Dallas is expanded, Mr. Rayleigh. Dallas is expanded. And then we'll ride his beating. If I had found the choice band, that would have been too broken. So now, what I'm going to do is KO the Zoroark, hopefully. I would need to find a Guzma, however. And then double Feather Arrow the Marshadow. Hello, Damage Drummer, thank you so much for being here. Dowsing in Raid has been a very nice item, gets the additional Max Elixir, Field Blow, or Sky Field. Yeah, I do think both Computer Search and Dowsing Machine are better than Scramble Switch in that deck. You will be playing Ray Ho in Dallas? I think that's a solid choice. I definitely think that's a solid choice. I will probably end up playing something like that as well. Well, I'm definitely heavily considering that as well. Definitely heavily considering that as well. Okay, so it's gonna be annoying if I don't find a Guzma or a DC to retreat here. And I will not. So I'm gonna burn the Elm just to thin. And then... okay. It is actually a bit scary now. It is actually a bit scary now. This is a bit scary. Countercatcher doesn't help me in any way. Cool, do you think Vespiquen will be a good pick for Dallas? Or do you think it had a lucky run? I mean, Vespiquen seems like a good deck, it's just if Zoroark gets heavily countered, Vespiquen could maybe fall to those counters, especially if they focus on removing energy consistently. But I think Vespiquen is also a solid deck for sure. I do think Vespiquen is a solid deck. Okay, my opponent discarded Field Lord, Grass, and Lily. Yeah, sets up the Grubbin. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I messed this up. After he takes this knockout, he would have activated Countercatcher, so I could have gone Countercatcher, Marshadow, Dull Feather Arrow, and that would have been a 3-price turn. So I messed this up once again. I messed this up a little bit once again. Especially with Wailord Tag Team being... I mean, yes, Wailord Tag Team will be legal, but I don't think it's going to be like heavily played to the point where you would worry about it. I only used my Judge. Oh, I think I messed this up once again. Actually, I had game. I had game and I didn't see it. Stoneface, thank you so much for being here. Okay, so I have knockout on the active. I think, well, do I? Yeah, I do have knockout on the active. Okay, I think I need to use... No, because then if he has Kuzma, then that's game. Jeez, how did I mess this up so badly? The opponent has too big of a hand. He's gonna have Pika ult. So it comes down to, does he have Vika ult or Guzma? He's used 2 Guzmas. And 2 Vika ults are down. And 2 rare candies. But he just Volt Nerd and didn't grab a Guzma. 2 damage cancel. Okay, if I lose this game, it's entirely my fault. It is entirely my fault. Yikes. How silly of me. RealGames.ca, like the circuitry argument is completely invalid. No one plays circuitry. There hasn't been a single circuitry deck ever. I mean, I have to knock out Ray, right? I need the Judge. Yeah. I need the Judge. That's knockout. Yeah, I should have either Feather Arrow the Marshadow Jacan? No, I needed to Feather Arrow the Zoroark. How does Feather Arrowing Marshadow help me win? I needed to Feather Arrow the Zoroark. That's what I should have done. Should have Feather Arrowed the Zoroark. I guess I'll attach energy here, sure. And then we'll ride cheese beating. I mean, if I double Feather Arrow the Zoroark, then I counter catcher the Marshadow, double Feather Arrow, get a knockout, and knock out the Marshadow for game. 3 prize turn. Because I didn't. Yeah, my opponent will have Vikavolt here. And he goes attachment for turn, rare candy, attachment for turn, double ability, knockout. Oh. The 2 games we've lost today have been entirely on me. I missed the win condition on both. One was to play the Cynthia, so that Charizard GX wouldn't take me out. And the other was to dull Feather Arrow the Zoroark. Yeah, Jake, I guess, yeah, on neither one, I guess it would have worked. You're right. I could have Feather Arrowed the Marshadow and then just brought up the Zoroark. Double Feather Arrow killed Marshadow. Okay, yeah, Stoneface, go ahead. Yeah, definitely my fault. For losing this one. But yeah, I mean, as long as we recognize how we could have won, then changing those feather arrows would have been the key to winning the previous game. The deck is still pretty solid. I feel like you should most of the time beat Ray, especially with the slow start they had. So entirely my fault for not winning that one. So yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for the Zoroark Decidueye Ninetales deck. Next up, finally, we have Zoroark Lycanroc with Weavile, and afterwards we will be done with the stream. So don't go anywhere. If you're watching YouTube, leave a like if you can. Really helps out the channel, and I'll be right back in just